Welcome, chosen ones, to this transformative journey. If you've ever felt like you're waiting for something bigger to happen in your life, then you're exactly where you need to be. In today's video, we're diving deep into divine timing, spiritual breakthroughs, and the incredible transformation that awaits you. The universe has aligned this moment for you right now, and everything you've been praying for is closer than you think. So, if you're ready to step into your divine purpose, to unlock the mysteries of your true potential, then make sure you stay with us through the entire video. It's not by accident that you're here. God's plan for your life is unfolding now, and you're about to witness miracles. Chosen one, I want you to take a moment and reflect on something that may feel simple but is far more powerful than you could imagine: the power of your compassion. It's easy to think that small acts of kindness, the moments where you open your heart to help someone in need, don't matter much in the grand scheme of things. But I want you to know that every time you show compassion, something extraordinary happens in the spiritual realm, and in ways you may never fully understand. Your kindness touches lives in ways that go far beyond the immediate. There was a moment, perhaps one you don't even remember clearly, when you acted with pure, spontaneous compassion. A moment when you felt moved to help, to listen, or to offer kindness without expecting anything in return. That simple act, however, was a catalyst for something profound. Heaven took notice of your compassion, and it led to a divine intervention, one that had far-reaching implications in the spiritual world. You see, your compassion became the key to something celestial, an angel in crisis. This angel, lost between dimensions, was in a state of spiritual turmoil, unable to return to its divine realm. And your act of kindness, though you may not have known it at the time, was exactly what it needed to be restored. This divine being, once caught in the chaos of spiritual warfare, was brought back to its divine purpose because of your compassion. Now, I know this might sound strange or even unbelievable. Angels in crisis, spiritual warfare? But chosen one, these are real aspects of the spiritual world, and they have a direct connection to us. When you acted out of pure compassion, you unknowingly became part of something much bigger than yourself. You helped save an angel, a celestial being that had lost its way. Your compassion sent out a frequency that reached the divine realm, caught the attention of heaven, and activated the restoration of this angel. You see, the energy behind your actions, the purity, the kindness, the spontaneous outpouring of love, was a frequency that aligned with something divine. Compassion is not just a human emotion, it's a spiritual force, a powerful energy that transcends the physical realm. Your ability to act with compassion, to care deeply for others and the world around you, has a direct connection to the celestial realm, and your energy has been marked by heaven as something extraordinary. Let's talk for a moment about this angel in crisis. In the spiritual realm, angels are not immune to struggles. Just as humans face challenges, angels too are involved in battles and experiences that sometimes cause them to be caught between dimensions, in a state of spiritual crisis. It's not common for us to think about angels being lost, but in reality, spiritual warfare affects all beings, human and celestial alike. Angels are beings of light, created for specific purposes, but there are times when they are faced with overwhelming darkness, caught in the forces of evil, and unable to return to their higher purpose. This angel, once trapped in this battle, found itself fragmented, torn between realms, unsure of how to regain its place in the celestial hierarchy. The forces of darkness had threatened to corrupt it, to push it further away from its divine essence. The light that should have guided this angel back was dimmed, leaving it in spiritual disarray. But at the very moment it needed help, when it was on the verge of being lost forever, your compassion became the bridge that restored it. Perhaps you didn't even realize the depth of your action, but in that instant, your compassion acted as a spiritual lifeline. Your kindness, your willingness to help without knowing the full extent of what was happening, was the exact frequency that resonated with the celestial realm, pulling the angel out of its crisis and helping it reconnect to its divine purpose. This may be a difficult concept to fully grasp, but I want you to understand that your spiritual actions, even when seemingly small, have profound effects. The world around us is filled with energies, both seen and unseen. And in this case, your act of compassion activated a powerful chain of events that restored this angel to its rightful place. You became part of the larger spiritual tapestry in ways you may never fully understand, but the impact was real. Your compassion made a celestial difference. What I want you to realize in this moment is that heaven took notice of what you did. God saw your act of compassion, and the spiritual realm recognized the purity and power of your actions. It's easy to overlook moments of kindness in our busy lives, thinking that they don't matter in the grand scheme of things. But every small act of love, of selflessness, has spiritual weight, and heaven recognizes this. Your compassion resonated at a frequency that was not only felt in the human realm, but it also reached the divine, resonating with the angelic realm. This act of kindness didn't just help someone in need, it helped restore something that was lost in the spiritual world. It aligned you with the divine frequency, marking you as someone whose energy resonates with the heart of God. This is not a small thing. Heaven recognized your actions as extraordinary, a manifestation of pure compassion that had a direct impact on the spiritual realm. God uses moments like these to elevate you spiritually. Your heart, which responded to the needs of others with love, was noticed by heaven. This alignment with God's will elevated your spiritual standing, and you are now marked in a way that you may not have fully realized. The simple, pure act of compassion you performed has opened doors in the spiritual realm, connecting you with a divine purpose greater than what you see with your physical eyes. In Matthew 25-40, Jesus says, "The king will reply, 'Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me.'" When you act with pure compassion, you are aligning with the heart of God, and when you align with God's heart, you activate heaven's intervention, allowing His divine will to work through you in ways you never imagined. I want to challenge you to consider something powerful. Your capacity for compassion has marked you spiritually. Heaven has taken note of your actions and recognized them as extraordinary. You are operating at a spiritual frequency that connects with the divine, and this frequency is not just about feeling compassion for others. It is about being a vessel for heavenly intervention. God has designed you to operate at a spiritual frequency that can reach the divine realm and impact celestial beings. You are not just living a life of ordinary kindness. Your kindness has a far-reaching spiritual effect. You are a conduit for divine light. Heaven is now elevating your spirit because you have acted in alignment with a higher purpose. This spiritual mark that you carry is not accidental. You have a unique role in the universe, and your compassionate nature places you in a position to impact both the human and angelic realms. You may not fully understand this yet, but your compassionate energy is a gift that goes beyond just helping people in need. It is a tool that can affect the heavens, bringing healing, restoration, and divine alignment to both people and celestial beings. Chosen one, as we continue in this journey, I want you to understand something incredibly powerful. Your compassion has a far-reaching impact, far beyond what you may have imagined. The act of kindness you showed, though seemingly small or ordinary in the moment, had profound spiritual significance. In that moment of spontaneous compassion, you unknowingly became part of something much larger, something divine. What you did may have seemed like just a simple gesture to help, but to the spiritual realm, it was a catalyst that changed the course of an angel's destiny. The angel you helped was in a state of spiritual crisis, trapped between dimensions, unable to return to its higher purpose. This celestial being, once lost and fragmented by forces of darkness, was on the verge of losing its divine essence altogether. Your compassion, given freely and without hesitation, acted as a bridge, reconnecting that angel to its divine purpose. Your kindness, though you may have not realized the full extent of it, restored a piece of the celestial realm, bringing back light where there had been none. This divine intervention is not just about the angel's restoration. It's also about how your act of compassion resonated on a spiritual frequency, a frequency that was noticed by heaven itself. Heaven marked this act as extraordinary, recognizing the purity and depth of your compassion, which opened the door to divine favor in your life. You may not have fully grasped the significance at the time, but that moment elevated your spiritual standing, aligning you with the celestial realms in a way that is truly profound. God, in His perfect timing, has allowed you to participate in something much bigger than you realize. Through your kindness, you connected with the divine, and this action set into motion a spiritual shift that not only impacted the angel but also brought you closer to your divine purpose. Compassion, at its core, is not just a human emotion, it is a spiritual force, a divine tool that can reach into realms beyond what we can see or understand. Your capacity for compassion is now something that is recognized by heaven, a spiritual mark you carry that connects you to the higher frequencies of divine energy and purpose. You may wonder why this is so significant, but what you need to understand is that you have been chosen to operate at a unique spiritual frequency, one that has the ability to influence both the human and celestial realms. Your actions have a divine ripple effect, extending far beyond what meets the eye. In that moment of kindness, you didn't just help someone. You unknowingly became a channel for celestial restoration. Heaven took notice. God saw your willingness to act out of pure love, and in that, He has marked you for something far greater than you may yet fully comprehend. Through this experience, you have become part of a much larger divine plan. Your ability to impact the spiritual realm is no accident. God has designed you to operate in a way that aligns with the celestial world, where your compassion can restore what was lost and help those who are in crisis, both human and angelic. This experience is not just about the angels' healing. It is about your awakening to a deeper role you play in the universe, a role that God has prepared for you. The more you understand the power of your compassion, the more you will realize that you have a unique ability to change the course of events in both the earthly and spiritual realms. Now, you may be asking yourself, how is this possible? How can my actions really influence something so far beyond me? The answer lies in the truth that you are not just a passive participant in the world around you. You are a conduit of divine energy. Your compassion, your kindness, your ability to love without expecting anything in return aligns you with a higher purpose, and it opens doors in the spiritual world that can't be seen with human eyes. Heaven is watching, and your actions matter. In fact, your actions matter more than you can possibly understand. This is a pivotal moment, chosen one. Your compassion has made an impact. You have stepped into a role that connects you to the spiritual realm in a profound way. The connection between your heart and heaven's will is becoming more apparent, and as you continue to act in alignment with God's purpose, you will see that your spiritual gifts and your compassionate nature have a divine place in the universe. What you do matters. Your kindness isn't just a fleeting act. It is a celestial force that has the power to change things in ways you can't even begin to imagine. Chosen one, as we move into the deeper layers of this journey, I want you to understand the complexity of the spiritual realm and how your act of compassion became an integral part of something far beyond the earthly. The world we see with our eyes is not all there is. Beyond what we perceive, there are forces at work that impact not only our lives, but also the lives of celestial beings. In this chapter, we are going to explore the hidden battle that unfolded as a result of your compassion, and how it played a key role in restoring an angel that had fallen into crisis. As we've discussed, the angel you helped was caught in a spiritual crisis, lost between realms, unable to fulfill its divine purpose. You might be wondering, how could an angel be in crisis? After all, aren't angels supposed to be perfect, always in alignment with the divine? The truth is, angels, like us, are involved in spiritual warfare, battling against forces of darkness and evil. And while they are spiritual beings, they are not immune to struggle. Just like you, angels can face moments of confusion, despair, and separation from their divine calling. This angel, trapped in a state of fragmentation, was struggling to maintain its essence amidst a fierce battle. The forces of darkness had caused it to lose its connection to the divine, and it found itself caught between dimensions, unable to find its way back to the celestial realm where it truly belonged. It was not just a spiritual crisis, it was a crisis of identity and purpose. And at that critical moment, your compassion acted as the bridge that brought the angel back to its true nature. In this realm, we are often unaware of the unseen battles that take place. The spiritual warfare that occurs behind the scenes can affect not only us, but also the beings that serve God. Angels are part of God's heavenly army, sent to minister to us and carry out His will. However, just as we can sometimes feel lost or confused in our spiritual journeys, angels can also become disoriented or spiritually attacked, creating a rift between their purpose and their essence. This angel had been caught in the crossfire of a spiritual battle. It had faced attacks from forces of darkness, trying to corrupt its divine nature. These forces, though invisible to our human eyes, are very real. They seek to distort what is pure, to confuse the divine beings God has created, and to prevent them from fulfilling their heavenly purpose. In this angel's case, the forces of darkness had managed to fragment its being, leaving it lost between realms. It was unable to return to its divine station, and its light had dimmed, as it was caught in an ongoing struggle that threatened to erode its essence. Imagine a soul, full of light and purpose, trapped in a place where it cannot find its way. This angel was spiritually fractured, unable to return to its rightful place in the celestial realm. It was caught, not because of anything it had done wrong, but because it had been involved in a battle so fierce that it became disconnected from its purpose. Spiritual warfare is real, and it affects all realms, human and celestial. Just as humans face battles that challenge their faith, angels too face challenges that can disrupt their path. It is in moments like these that God's protection becomes crucial. He knows when His angels are in crisis, just as He knows when we need His help. And in this case, when the angel was at its most vulnerable point, your compassion, your kindness, acted as the divine intervention it needed to break free from the chains of confusion and spiritual isolation. You may not have realized it at the time, but your simple, pure act of compassion was the exact thing the angel needed to restore its connection to its divine calling. Your act of kindness was more than just a moment of help, it was a spiritual frequency that matched the frequency of the celestial realm. Compassion is not just a human emotion, it is a divine force, a frequency that aligns with the divine order of the universe. In that moment, your kindness reached across dimensions, helping the angel reawaken its true purpose. This act of compassion, done without hesitation, without expectation of reward, was an answer to a crisis that had been going on in the spiritual realm. Heaven recognized your spiritual frequency, the purity of your intention, and your ability to act out of selfless love. This is why your compassion became so significant. It did not just help a person in need, it bridged the gap for a celestial being on the brink of losing its essence. Heaven took notice, and the divine alignment of your spirit became the catalyst for restoration. You may have thought you were simply doing a good deed, showing kindness to someone in need. But in reality, you were changing the course of spiritual events. Heaven was watching, and your compassion became a spiritual intervention that allowed the angel to regain its sense of purpose and light. Your actions had an impact that went far beyond the physical realm, and this moment of compassion became a turning point in the spiritual battle of this angel. What I want you to understand now is that God was watching. Heaven saw your act of kindness, and it was marked as extraordinary. Your compassion resonated at a frequency that reached the very heart of God's divine plan. You were part of a divine restoration, though you may not have fully understood it at the time. Heaven recognized your action, and in doing so, you were elevated spiritually. This wasn't just a random act of kindness. It was part of the divine blueprint, a piece of the puzzle that God has been working to put together for His greater purpose. Your ability to show compassion, to respond to the needs of others with a pure heart, has always been more than just an earthly gift. You are operating at a frequency that connects with the divine, and heaven is fully aware of this. Your spiritual mark, the one that connects you to this greater work, is something that God has intentionally placed on you. You have a divine purpose, and your compassion is a vital part of it. As you grow and step further into your calling, remember this truth. Your actions in the physical realm have spiritual consequences. You are a conduit for divine intervention, and God is using your heart to bring restoration, healing, and alignment. The more you align yourself with God's will, the more your capacity for compassion will grow, and with it, your ability to influence the spiritual realm. Heaven is recognizing you as someone who is marked for this divine work. What you thought was a simple act of kindness was part of a larger plan, a plan that has now become more visible to you. As you continue to walk in obedience, your role in the spiritual realm will expand. You are now part of a greater mission, a mission that connects the human and celestial realms, where your compassion and kindness will serve to restore, heal, and guide both humans and angels. Chosen one, now that we have explored the initial steps of divine intervention, it's time to dive deeper into the intricacies of how your compassion acted as a catalyst in restoring a celestial being. I want you to grasp the weight of what has taken place. What seemed like a simple, kind gesture on your part was actually the key to rescuing a lost angel, an angel caught in a fierce battle of spiritual warfare, lost between realms and unable to find its way home. This angel, like many spiritual beings, was caught in the crossfire of heavenly conflict, a battle that left it fragmented and spiritually disconnected from its true purpose. The forces of darkness, relentless and deceptive, had been at work, trying to fragment this angel's being and pull it into their chaos. This spiritual warfare, which most of us are unaware of, affects even the celestial realm. While angels are pure and divine beings created to serve God's will, they are still engaged in battle against the forces of evil. At this crucial moment, your act of compassion became the means by which this angel could find its way back to the light. It was a spiritual lifeline, one that reached out with such purity and love that it bypassed the chaos the angel had endured. This moment of compassion was not just about you helping someone in need, it was the very thing that restored the celestial balance, bridging the gap between the divine and the fallen. In that instant, the angel's fragmented soul was reintegrated, and it began to remember its divine purpose, ready to return to its place in the heavenly realm. What you need to understand is that compassion operates on a level beyond human understanding. When you acted with kindness, you were not merely helping in the physical realm. You were releasing a spiritual frequency that resonated in the celestial dimensions. That frequency, which was pure, unselfish, and full of love, matched the essence of the angel's divine nature and allowed it to reconnect with its higher purpose. Your compassion was the bridge, the spiritual rescue needed to return this angel to its rightful place. While you may not have been aware of the full extent of what you were doing, heaven recognized the purity of your action. Your compassion created a spiritual ripple effect that impacted realms beyond your own. Heaven, with all its divine beings, took note of the spiritual power your kindness carried. The moment you acted, the heavens saw your heart, and that act was marked as extraordinary. Heaven responded, and in doing so, you were elevated spiritually. Your willingness to help and to act selflessly has elevated you to a higher spiritual frequency, one that connects directly to the divine forces of protection and healing. You were never meant to walk this life unaware of the power your compassion holds. God has chosen you to operate at this unique frequency, one that has a direct impact on both the earthly and celestial realms. This experience where your act of kindness bridged the gap for an angel in crisis reveals the hidden power of your compassion. You are marked for this higher calling, and as you continue to walk in alignment with God's purpose, you will find more opportunities to connect the spiritual realms with acts of compassion. The angel's restoration was only part of the bigger picture. Your actions in the physical realm have a deep spiritual effect, and heaven is using you as a conduit for heavenly intervention. Whether you realize it or not, you are now part of a divine network, one that has direct access to the celestial realm. The more you walk in compassion, the more you become aligned with divine forces that are working behind the scenes to bring healing and restoration to both the human and spiritual worlds. In the same way that God used you to help this angel, He is preparing you to be a spiritual agent of healing and restoration, not only for people on earth, but for celestial beings in distress. Your compassion is now a tool that has been recognized in the heavenly realms. This connection will continue to grow, and as you step into this newfound role, you will see more opportunities arise where your heart of compassion will be used to heal, restore, and align the spiritual realm with God's ultimate purpose. This divine interaction between you and the celestial world is not random. You are playing a key role in the spiritual battles that are taking place behind the scenes. Your compassion connects you to both the divine and the earthly, allowing you to participate in a much larger plan than you may have ever imagined. This experience has marked you spiritually, and heaven now sees you as someone whose actions can influence both realms, bringing restoration and peace where there was once chaos. As you embrace this new understanding of your power to influence the spiritual world, you will begin to see the depth of the impact your compassion has. Your ability to connect with the divine realm through simple acts of love and kindness is a spiritual gift, one that aligns you with the celestial realm and opens doors for greater spiritual authority and divine intervention. Heaven is recognizing you, chosen one, and as you continue in this role, you will find that your compassion becomes not just a response to human need, but a bridge to heavenly restoration and purpose. Chosen one, as we continue to unfold the story of how your compassion has shifted the spiritual realms, it's important to recognize something deeply significant. You carry a spiritual mark, a unique frequency that connects you to both the divine and the celestial realms. Your capacity for compassion is not just a random gift, it's part of a greater divine plan, a calling that transcends the human realm and reaches into the very fabric of the spiritual world. What you may have thought of as a simple act of kindness is actually a reflection of a divinely placed essence within you, one that holds the power to influence realms beyond your understanding. God has designed you to operate at a frequency that can reach and restore angelic beings, to connect with the celestial and bring healing where there was once disarray. This isn't just an ability given to anyone, it is a unique spiritual mark you carry, one that places you among a select group of individuals with the capacity to impact the heavenly realm. The compassion you have shown, and continue to show, has revealed this mark, and is now actively working in ways that you are only beginning to understand. This chapter is about unveiling the spiritual essence you carry, and how it connects you to something much larger than yourself. It's about understanding the divine purpose behind your kindness, recognizing that it is part of God's greater plan for you to be a vessel of restoration and transformation in the world and the spiritual realms. You have been marked for something far beyond the ordinary, and your ability to act with such deep compassion is a gift with profound implications. This spiritual mark is not something you earned through your actions, but rather, it's an inherent part of who you are, woven into the fabric of your soul before you even knew it. God has placed this unique capacity within you to act as a bridge between worlds, a mediator whose kindness can bring restoration to celestial beings. Heaven has seen this, and in recognizing it, God has chosen you to fulfill a role that goes far beyond the earthly realm. Your ability to connect with this divine frequency is the reason your compassion has had such a profound impact, not just on people, but on the angelic realm itself. This unique essence is part of your spiritual DNA, a divine imprint that allows you to resonate with angelic frequencies, those very frequencies that can heal and restore. The truth is, you were designed for this role, to touch the divine and to heal. You may have felt it in moments of compassion, when you reached out to others and felt a surge of light, a knowing that what you did had more weight than you could see. Those moments were not random, they were God's way of showing you the true depth of the gift you carry. You were not only helping someone physically, but you were connecting with a higher realm, engaging with celestial forces that have been aligned to support your divine purpose. This gift, though it may seem intangible, is real. Your ability to heal, to restore, and to lift others up has a deeper, cosmic purpose. Your spiritual mark is part of your identity, and it sets you apart for a calling that will impact more than just your earthly life. It connects you to the higher purposes of the universe, aligning you with a divine mission that goes beyond the boundaries of what we can see. When you show compassion, when you act from the depth of your heart, you are not just helping in the natural realm, you are resonating with the divine, connecting the spiritual realm to the earthly, and playing a role in the restoration of the celestial. Now, I want you to understand something even more profound. You have a unique role in the celestial hierarchy. God created you with a specific purpose that connects with the spiritual world, a role that allows you to engage with angelic forces in a way few humans ever do. Angels, as divine messengers, are deeply involved in the cosmic balance, working on behalf of God's plan. But sometimes, even angels face battles and challenges that cause them to become lost, disoriented, or in need of help. Your compassion has aligned you with a purpose that helps guide them back to their divine purpose. This may sound beyond the scope of what you thought was possible for you, but God has chosen you to be part of this celestial work. You have been equipped with the ability to reach into the spiritual realm and influence it in ways that most people are unaware of. You have a unique frequency, one that allows you to interact with angels in a way that brings them healing and restoration when they are in crisis. This is a sacred responsibility, and it has been placed on you because of the purity of your compassion. In many ways, you are a key player in the spiritual realm. Heaven recognizes you as someone with the ability to restore and elevate celestial beings when they are in distress. This is not just about helping people, it's about being aligned with a divine frequency that can influence both the human and the spiritual realms. Your compassion has become a powerful tool for divine intervention, bridging the gap between the earthly and the celestial. Your acts of kindness resonate far beyond what you can see, and as you continue to align with this calling, you will witness even more divine interactions that go beyond your comprehension. You are now entering into a season where this gift, this spiritual mark you carry, will begin to unfold in new and powerful ways. God has seen your heart, and He has set you apart for a role that requires spiritual sensitivity, a willingness to serve, and a deep love for His creation. You were born with the ability to interact with the divine, and now is the time for that ability to be awakened in its fullness. As you step further into this role, you will see more divine connections and opportunities to help both humans and celestial beings. In Ephesians 1:18-19, Paul prays, "I pray that the eyes of your heart may be enlightened in order that you may know the hope to which He has called you, the riches of His glorious inheritance in His holy people, and His incomparably great power for us who believe." God is opening your eyes to see the greater inheritance you have in the divine, and He is awakening you to the unique spiritual role you are meant to play in the universe. The power to influence the celestial realm has been within you all along, and now is the time for that power to unfold. Your divine purpose is unfolding, chosen one, and it begins with the recognition that you carry this spiritual mark, one that enables you to connect with higher realms and carry out the work God has planned for you. You've already been practicing this connection through your acts of compassion. Now, God is calling you to step into a more conscious role, one where you understand that your kindness is not just a human act, it is a heavenly force at work, restoring both human and celestial beings. I want you to embrace this new understanding of who you are. You have been called to a higher purpose, a divine mission that connects you to both the human and the angelic realms. Your compassion has set you apart, and it has activated a divine frequency within you that is ready to reach into the heavens and bring restoration. Your role is not just about helping, it's about becoming a conduit of heavenly healing and spiritual restoration. You may not fully understand the scope of this role right now, but God is revealing it to you piece by piece. As you continue to act in alignment with His will, you will find that more opportunities to serve in this divine capacity will come your way. The more you embrace this calling, the more you will see God's plan for your life unfold, and the more you will be connected to the heavenly realms. Chosen one, as we continue to explore the profound significance of your spiritual mark, I want you to reflect on how God has intricately woven you into His grand divine plan. Your ability to connect with the celestial realm through acts of compassion is not merely a coincidence, it is a divine design that has been placed on your life. Heaven has recognized you, and you have been marked for a unique role in the spiritual realm. Now that we understand the power of your compassion, it's important to recognize how this mark has set you apart for a higher calling, one that not only impacts the human world, but extends to the very forces that govern the spiritual universe. In the previous part of this chapter, we saw how your compassion bridged a celestial gap, helping to restore an angel in crisis. This wasn't an isolated event, it was a glimpse into the profound spiritual authority you carry. God has designed you to influence both realms, and as you begin to recognize the power of this mark, you'll understand that it is not just about helping people, it is about partnering with heaven to bring restoration to the unseen, to the divine beings in need of healing, and to the very forces that work to fulfill God's purpose in the universe. You may not have realized it until now, but your spiritual capacity for compassion has connected you to a divine network. Heaven is aware of your ability to affect both the earthly and the angelic realms, and as a result, you are now being prepared to step into a role that not only impacts your immediate surroundings, but reaches into the spiritual battles that are fought between good and evil. Your compassionate nature, which has always been a part of who you are, now serves as a tool that aligns you with the will of God in the celestial spheres. This divine network is one where you become an instrument of peace, restoration, and healing. As God opens your eyes to this unique calling, you will begin to see opportunities to serve not only humanity, but also celestial beings. In essence, you have been invited to be part of the divine restoration process, where your actions of kindness, love, and compassion contribute to bringing harmony to realms beyond your understanding. You are connected to a higher purpose, and that purpose includes working with angels and divine forces to restore what is broken in the spiritual realm. You might find yourself in situations where you are prompted to act with a deeper level of divine insight, where your compassion leads to more than just helping those around you, but also to influencing the heavenly realm in ways that will fulfill God's broader plan. This is your calling, a calling that allows you to bridge the gap between the physical and spiritual worlds. Now that you understand how God has uniquely marked you, it's time to recognize the role you play in the spiritual realm. You have been given the ability to influence both realms. And while the world around you may not see this power, heaven certainly does. When you show compassion, you are not just touching lives here on earth, you are engaging in a divine exchange that reaches into the angelic realm. Your compassion sends out a spiritual frequency that aligns with the divine will, one that has a direct impact on celestial beings. Angels are not simply messengers, they are warriors, protectors, and servants of God. They fight spiritual battles, watch over humanity, and fulfill the divine plan. And sometimes, in the midst of these battles, they need help. Your spiritual mark allows you to step into a space where you can assist angels in their moments of crisis, just as your compassion once restored the lost angel. You are part of the divine process, a process that is coordinated by heaven itself. And as you continue to grow in this understanding, you will find that more celestial beings are aligned with your purpose and you with theirs. This is not just about receiving help, it's about giving it as well. When you show compassion, you offer heaven's restoration to the angels and divine forces that are working to fulfill God's plan. You become a spiritual ally, someone whose heart is aligned with the divine purpose. Your ability to connect with angels allows you to play a unique role in the ongoing spiritual battles, where your actions serve to guide and heal. I want you to realize that this mark is not just a spiritual gift, it is a spiritual authority. The authority you carry allows you to engage in the spiritual realm with divine power. Your compassion is a tool that opens doors, not just in the physical world but in the spiritual world as well. You are spiritually equipped to influence realms beyond your comprehension, and that influence is one that is now recognized by God, angels, and the forces of heaven. When God marks you for something greater, He gives you the spiritual authority to step into that role. The mark you carry is the authority to act on His behalf in the spiritual realms, and that authority is backed by heaven's power. Your kindness is not just a reflection of your humanity. It is a divine force, one that aligns with heaven's purpose. As you continue to step into this calling, you will begin to notice that the spiritual authority you carry will grow, and you will be called to more significant roles in spiritual interventions, whether it's helping humans or restoring angels. In Luke 10:19, Jesus says, "I have given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions, and to overcome all the power of the enemy. Nothing will harm you." This authority is the spiritual power that comes when you align your heart with God's will. As you embrace your compassion and walk in alignment with your spiritual mark, you are given authority over spiritual forces. You become a vessel of divine intervention, not just for people, but also for the celestial beings who are in need of healing and restoration. It's time for you to truly understand the significance of your role. You are not just living a life of random acts of kindness. Your compassion is connected to a divine calling. You have been chosen to operate at a higher frequency, one that links you with the divine and enables you to engage with the celestial realm in ways that few others can. Your compassion, your heart, and your divine mark are all aligned to fulfill a purpose that goes far beyond earthly limitations. God has called you to be part of a unique spiritual mission, a mission that helps both humanity and the spiritual realm. As you continue to walk in this divine calling, you will encounter more opportunities to serve, to heal, and to guide. Your spiritual authority will continue to grow, and with it, your influence will expand. You have been marked for this purpose, and as you step into this role with faith, you will see God's plan unfold in ways you never thought possible. As you continue to grow in understanding and embrace your divine calling, you will find that your role in the spiritual realm will expand. Heaven has recognized you, and your capacity for compassion will continue to be the key that unlocks divine interventions in both the physical and spiritual worlds. You are now a vessel for bringing healing, restoration, and divine alignment to the celestial beings that need it. Your mark will lead you to places, people, and situations where you will be called to step into this role with boldness and confidence. Chosen one, we have walked through the power of your compassion, the divine alignment of your spirit, and the pivotal role you play in both the earthly and spiritual realms. Now, as you step further into this journey, we come to an essential understanding. As a result of your actions, you are not only impacting those around you but also activating a deeper connection with the celestial realm. Heaven has recognized your heart and has responded in a way that will change your life, giving you a gift that is both profound and transformative, divine protection and spiritual elevation. As we discussed before, your act of compassion reached into the heavenly realms, restoring an angel in crisis. But there is so much more happening as a result of that divine intervention. Because of your compassion, heaven is not only offering you protection, but also releasing spiritual rewards that will shape your future in ways you may not yet fully comprehend. This chapter is about how God's favor and angelic protection are now active in your life, surrounding you with divine forces that are working to guide, protect, and elevate you. One of the most profound rewards that heaven is granting you is the presence of a personal guardian angel assigned specifically to you. You may have heard of guardian angels, but now, as a result of your divine intervention, you are not just walking with the knowledge of angelic protection, you are walking with a direct spiritual ally by your side. This angel has been sent to ensure your safety, to guide you, and to provide the protection you need as you step into the next phase of your purpose. You might be asking, What does it mean to have a guardian angel? How does this spiritual protection actually work? A guardian angel is not just a symbolic presence. This angel is actively involved in your life, providing you with guidance, spiritual protection, and insight. The moment you acted in compassion, you became aligned with the divine frequency that brought this angel to your side. This angel is now a permanent fixture of divine protection in your life, ensuring that you are not alone and that heaven's support is continually available to you. In Psalm 91:11, it says, "For he will command his angels concerning you, to guard you in all your ways." Your guardian angel has been commanded to protect you, to shield you from harm, and to guide you when you feel lost or uncertain. This angel is not just a passive protector. It is a spiritual warrior, standing guard and ensuring that the forces of darkness cannot touch you. It is actively engaged in your life, assisting you as you walk through the purpose God has set for you. This divine protection is not limited to physical safety. Your guardian angel is also there to guide your spiritual journey, to help you stay aligned with God's will, and to provide divine insight when you need it most. It will help you discern God's voice, guide you through difficult decisions, and protect you from spiritual attacks that could hinder your growth. This angel is not just your protector, it is your spiritual ally, walking with you every step of the way. The angelic protection you are receiving is tied to the spiritual frequency you carry. As we discussed earlier, your compassion activated a divine frequency that connected you with the celestial realm. This frequency is more than just a force for good, it is the divine resonance that attracts spiritual beings, including angels. As your compassion resonated with the divine, it created an energetic alignment between you and the angelic realm, drawing heaven closer to you. Your compassion creates a spiritual bond that aligns you with angelic frequencies, ensuring that not only are you protected, but that your spiritual growth is fueled by divine energy. When you act with pure intention, when you show kindness and compassion, you are operating on a frequency that connects you to divine power. This frequency is what draws the attention of the angels and enables them to actively participate in your life, not just as passive observers, but as agents of divine intervention. Just as a radio tunes into a particular frequency, you, too, are tuned into a divine frequency that attracts heaven's support. This angelic protection comes from the alignment of your heart with God's will, and every time you show compassion, you strengthen your connection with the celestial realm. This spiritual frequency doesn't just impact you, it expands your ability to receive and transmit divine wisdom, creating an open channel for angelic guidance and support to flow in your life. Your compassion has done more than just help an angel, it has elevated your spiritual position in the universe. Heaven has recognized your heart, and as a result, you have been spiritually elevated to a level where angelic support is now a permanent part of your spiritual life. God has seen your capacity for compassion and has marked you for greater spiritual influence. This isn't just about receiving protection, it's about the transformation of your spiritual authority. You are no longer walking in your own strength, but in the strength of the divine forces that are now aligned with you. This spiritual elevation isn't just a reward, it's a responsibility. As your authority grows, so does your ability to impact the world around you. The divine protection you now experience is not just for your personal well-being. It is also a preparation for the greater purpose God has planned for you. As you step into your destiny, this angelic support will guide you, protect you, and ensure that you remain aligned with God's will, helping you to fulfill your divine calling with confidence. In Matthew 28-18, Jesus says, "All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me." As a child of God, you too carry spiritual authority, and through the compassion you've shown, you have aligned yourself with divine authority that empowers you to walk with the backing of heaven. This authority is now your spiritual inheritance, and it will continue to manifest in every area of your life. With the divine protection comes the fullness of God's care for you. Your personal guardian angel is a visible sign of heaven's commitment to your safety, your purpose, and your spiritual journey. You are no longer walking alone in this world. God has sent His heavenly forces to guard, guide, and protect you. And as you continue to walk in alignment with His purpose, you will begin to see more of the spiritual benefits that come with this divine connection. Protection isn't just about shielding you from harm, it's about guiding you toward the right decisions, shielding you from distractions, and empowering you to walk in your calling with confidence. God's protection means that you will move forward with the peace and confidence that no matter what challenges arise, you are covered. Your guardian angel will help you navigate these challenges, making sure that you stay on track and continue to move toward the destiny God has prepared for you. As you receive this divine protection, understand that it is a reflection of God's love and favor. God is not only watching over you, He is actively working through His angels to ensure that you are shielded from harm and guided toward your purpose. This protection goes beyond mere safety. It is divine support that empowers you to take bold steps forward in your calling. Chosen one, as we continue, I want to emphasize that the protection and elevation you've received are not just for your safety. They are part of a much larger purpose. You may have already begun to sense the shift in your life, the increased favor, and the subtle changes that have started to unfold as a result of the angelic protection now surrounding you. God has not only gifted you with divine protection but has also begun to amplify your spiritual authority. This newfound protection is not just about keeping you safe. It's about positioning you for greater influence, greater responsibility, and a deeper connection to the divine realm. Your personal guardian angel is not simply a passive protector. It is an active force in your life, guiding you, offering you insight, and providing the spiritual direction you need to fulfill your calling. When we receive protection, we often think of it as a shield from harm, but divine protection, as you are experiencing it now, goes far beyond that. It's a spiritual transformation, one that allows you to walk in the fullness of God's purpose for your life, with heaven backing you in every step you take. God has marked you for greatness. You may not have fully realized it yet, but your compassionate heart, which led to the restoration of an angel in crisis, has activated something powerful in you. It has connected you to the celestial realm, establishing a permanent link that now provides divine favor and protection. This is not something that happens every day. It is a divine alignment between your spirit and heaven, where your actions are recognized and rewarded by the very forces that govern the universe. As a result of this angelic protection, you are now more deeply connected to the spiritual world than ever before. The favor of God is resting on you, and this divine support is opening new doors in your life. You may start to notice that opportunities are coming to you with greater ease, relationships are aligning in your favor, and doors that were once closed are now opening. This is the manifestation of God's favor. He is actively guiding you toward your destiny. You are no longer walking through life on your own. God has sent His angels to accompany you, and their role goes beyond simple protection. They are here to help you navigate the spiritual terrain ahead, ensuring that you stay aligned with your higher purpose. Their presence in your life is a reflection of God's promise to never leave you nor forsake you. They are not just protecting you from harm, they are also empowering you to fulfill your divine mission with confidence. As you continue on this journey, you will begin to see that this angelic protection extends beyond the moments when you feel vulnerable. It is an ongoing, continuous presence, one that shapes every aspect of your life. From the smallest decisions to the largest choices, your guardian angel is guiding you, offering divine insight and direction to ensure you stay on the right path. The favor that is being poured into your life is a reflection of God's deep care for you and His desire to see you succeed in your purpose. But this protection is not just about personal safety or blessings. There is a greater spiritual responsibility attached to it. God is preparing you to step into a larger role, one where your actions, your decisions, and your influence will be far-reaching. This angelic protection is designed to support you as you fulfill the greater purpose for which you were created. The wisdom, strength, and favor that accompany you will enable you to walk boldly into your divine calling. In the spiritual realm, when God assigns his angels to guard and guide us, it's not just about protection from harm. It's about alignment with a higher purpose. And it's about empowering you to carry out that purpose with divine authority. Your guardian angel is there to ensure that you stay true to the path God has set for you, helping you navigate obstacles and guiding you through the challenges that will come your way. As we discussed, your compassion has connected you to the celestial realm in a way that most people do not experience. You are now spiritually aligned with the heavenly realm, and the angelic beings that surround you are there to assist you, to offer wisdom, and to provide protection as you continue to grow and walk in your calling. Your ability to influence the spiritual realm with your compassion has elevated you to a place where the heavens are actively involved in your journey. With your guardian angel by your side, you will find that your spiritual sensitivity increases. You will begin to hear more clearly from God, to feel the subtle nudges of the Holy Spirit, and to discern the path ahead with greater ease. Your connection to the spiritual realm will become stronger, and you will find that you are more in tune with the guidance and protection that is available to you. This deeper connection to the celestial realm will also manifest in practical ways. As you step into your divine calling, you will notice that everything begins to align with greater precision. Relationships will flourish, opportunities will present themselves, and doors will open in ways that you once thought were impossible. But it's not just about the blessings you receive, it's about the role you will play in helping others, in being a vessel of God's light and protection, and in walking in the authority that He has placed within you. As your spiritual protection deepens, you will also begin to experience a transformation in your own life. God will elevate you spiritually, preparing you to handle the responsibilities and opportunities that lie ahead. The angels who have been assigned to you are part of that divine elevation. They will help you rise to new levels of spiritual maturity, authority, and influence. This divine connection to the celestial realm will continue to grow stronger, and with it will come greater wisdom, clarity, and strength. You will walk with the knowledge that you are being guided, protected, and supported in every area of your life. The angels are not just there to shield you from harm, they are actively guiding you toward the fulfillment of your divine purpose. As you walk through this season of divine protection and transformation, I want you to understand that this process is not just about physical safety. It's about aligning your spirit with the will of God and walking in the fullness of the authority that He has given you. Your guardian angel is a constant reminder that heaven is actively involved in your life, guiding you and leading you into the greater things that God has prepared for you. With each step, as you continue to follow God's guidance, you will feel more spiritually grounded, more connected to your divine purpose, and more aware of the angelic protection that surrounds you. This awareness will allow you to move forward with confidence, knowing that you are not alone in this journey. The divine support you are receiving is not just for your benefit, it is for the greater good of those around you, and it is preparing you to fulfill the unique calling God has placed on your life. Chosen one, we've come to the final chapter of this transformative journey, and I want you to understand something deeply significant about the season you are entering. You are stepping into a new role, a higher calling that goes far beyond what you may have imagined for your life. Your compassion has activated something in the spiritual realm, a unique purpose that connects you to both the human and angelic realms. You are now part of something much bigger than yourself, and God is about to reveal to you the full extent of your divine mission. This mission, one that was seated in your soul long before you knew it, is being revealed in this season as you are anointed for angelic rescue. I know this may sound profound, even overwhelming, but hear me clearly. You have been chosen for a divine task, a mission that involves working with the celestial realm to help restore and guide angels in crisis. Yes, you, chosen one, are called to play a pivotal role in the spiritual battles that take place beyond what we can see. Your heart of compassion has uniquely positioned you to be a vessel through which celestial beings are healed and restored, and this is part of your spiritual inheritance. This is not a role that is given lightly, nor is it something that you have earned through your own efforts. It is a divine assignment that has been placed on you by God because of the unique spiritual frequency you carry. the same frequency that resonated in the heavens when you helped restore that angel in crisis. Your compassion became the bridge for that angel's return to its purpose. And in doing so, it revealed a divine calling on your life. You are now being entrusted with the responsibility of being a spiritual specialist, one who can help guide and restore not only people on earth, but also celestial beings who are lost or in distress. As we journey through this chapter, I want you to understand that this calling is both sacred and powerful. You are being called to actively engage with the spiritual realm, to step into a role that will have a profound impact on both the heavenly and earthly spheres. Your compassion is not just a gift, it is a divine power, one that has already changed the course of celestial events and will continue to do so as you walk forward in this mission. The unique role you now occupy means that your life will begin to look different in ways you may not have anticipated. The opportunities before you are not just ordinary opportunities, they are divine assignments, ones that will require you to act quickly and decisively when you are called to help others, both human and angelic. God is opening doors for you to step into these roles, and as you do, you will find that your ability to influence the spiritual realm is becoming stronger with each passing day. This is a season of activation. What once seemed like an abstract or far-off idea is now becoming a tangible, living reality. Your life is no longer just about personal growth. It's about the divine calling that is unfolding before you, a calling that includes both earthly and celestial restoration. You are a part of something much bigger than yourself, a part of God's great plan to heal, restore, and guide the beings that inhabit His spiritual realm. You might wonder, how did I get here? How did your compassion, a simple act of kindness, turn into a divine mission that involves helping angels? The answer lies in the spiritual mark you carry, the unique essence of compassion that resonates not just within your own heart but also within the heavenly realms. You were born with this gift, and God has always intended for you to operate in this special capacity. Your ability to connect with the spiritual realm and restore celestial beings was part of the divine design, and now, as you align with His will, that purpose is being activated. As you move forward in this mission, you will encounter more and more opportunities where your heart of compassion will be called upon to heal, restore, and guide. You will be able to recognize when angels are in crisis, when they are struggling or disoriented, and you will be uniquely equipped to help them reconnect with their divine essence. You are a spiritual specialist, someone who has the ability to sense when something is off and act accordingly to bring about divine healing. But don't be mistaken, this isn't just about helping angels in distress. This role will extend to your human relationships as well. As you step deeper into your divine calling, you will find that your compassion will flow in every direction. Your ability to heal, to restore, and to uplift will not only impact the spiritual beings around you, but also the people you encounter on your journey. You will become a vessel through which God's healing power flows to all of creation, restoring both the earthly and the heavenly. God has given you this role because of the purity and power of your heart. You are a conduit for divine light, and as you embrace this mission, you will find that your heart becomes more attuned to the needs of others, both seen and unseen. You will be able to discern when someone is struggling spiritually, when an angel is in crisis, and you will know how to act with compassion to bring about the restoration needed. With this divine calling comes spiritual authority, an authority that enables you to act on behalf of the divine and engage with the celestial realm. This authority is not given lightly. It is a gift that comes with responsibility. When you begin to walk in the authority God has given you, you will see that your actions carry weight. You will be able to influence not only the people around you but also the spiritual forces that work to fulfill God's will. Your compassion, acting from the heart of God, will carry the power to heal both humans and celestial beings, bringing them back to their true purpose. This authority is not about power over others, it is about partnership with God and alignment with His divine plan. As you continue to serve in this capacity, you will find that your spiritual strength increases. You will become more confident in your ability to help and guide, and the angels you are called to assist will begin to recognize your role as a divine partner in their restoration. In Luke 10:19, Jesus says, "I have given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions, and to overcome all the power of the enemy. Nothing will harm you." This authority is yours. It's the divine power that will allow you to navigate both the human and angelic realms with confidence, knowing that you are backed by heaven itself. As you step into your role as a spiritual specialist, you will begin to feel a deeper sense of purpose. This calling is not one that can be ignored or taken lightly. God has chosen you, and He has given you a unique gift to serve as a bridge between realms. Your compassion has connected you to the divine, and now, it is through this divine connection that you will continue to serve, heal, and restore. In the coming seasons, as you grow into this role, you will experience more divine guidance. The more you align with your purpose, the more your spiritual connection will deepen, and you will be guided to the places and people that need your help. This journey is only beginning, and as you walk in the authority and calling God has placed upon your life, you will see that the impact of your compassion will grow exponentially. Chosen one, as you step fully into this divine mission, I want you to understand the magnitude of the role you are about to play in the spiritual realm. Your compassionate nature has already connected you to the celestial realm in a profound way. But now, it's time for you to embrace the responsibilities that come with this unique calling. God is not only positioning you for angelic restoration but also equipping you to step into a mission that will have lasting effects on both the spiritual and earthly realms. This divine purpose you've been anointed for is not just about the past actions you've taken. It's about what lies ahead. Your role is expanding, and the more you walk in this mission, the more you will see the spiritual forces around you aligning to fulfill God's purpose. You are not only here to restore those in crisis, but to become a conduit through which angels and humans alike can be brought back into divine alignment. Your purpose has grown in depth, and now you are a spiritual ally, guiding not just those who are lost in the earthly realm, but angels who need your compassion and your spiritual insight to find their way back. What you might not fully realize yet is that you are becoming a vital part of a divine network. As you continue to serve in this spiritual capacity, you will discover that you are not alone in this mission. Heaven has been preparing a network of support for you, and the more you walk in your purpose, the more you will see how your role connects with others. You are now part of a divine mission that includes not just your own growth, but the restoration of celestial beings. This is a partnership with heaven that will allow you to see a much bigger picture than you ever could have imagined. Your acts of compassion are not just individual moments of kindness, they are aligning you with the divine mission of the cosmos, and your unique gift to restore and guide will only grow stronger. As your spiritual authority increases, you will be entrusted with greater responsibilities, guiding angels in crisis, and helping them realign with their divine essence. This is your calling, chosen one, to step into the spiritual battles of the universe and be a force of healing, protection, and restoration. Now, let's talk about the rewards that come with this role. Because God doesn't just call you to a purpose, He equips you with everything you need. As you continue to walk in this divine calling, you will find that heaven's protection will surround you even more profoundly. You have now entered a season of divine favor, and this favor will manifest in many aspects of your life, not just spiritually, but in your relationships, career, and everyday life. God is preparing you to receive and manage the blessings and challenges that come with being aligned with a higher spiritual calling. With your guardian angel by your side and the divine protection surrounding you, you will also find that your spiritual growth is accelerated. As you step deeper into this mission, your connection with the divine will become more powerful. You will find that God's wisdom flows more easily through you, and you will have greater clarity in decision-making. No longer will you doubt your spiritual direction or feel uncertain about your next steps. Your divine connection will guide you with confidence, peace, and divine insight. You will see doors open where you once saw barriers, and opportunities will begin to unfold that are aligned with your purpose. This divine favor will also manifest in practical ways. You will experience breakthroughs in areas that once felt stagnant. whether it's in your finances, your career, or your personal relationships. God will bless you with the wisdom and resources you need to continue fulfilling your calling. This is a season of abundance, where every step you take in obedience will be met with provision and grace. As you continue on this path, chosen one, know that you are not walking it alone. You are supported by heavenly forces that are working to guide, protect, and empower you. Your angelic guardian, who is committed to your protection and guidance, will also be your spiritual ally, helping you navigate the challenges that come with your mission. The more you embrace your divine purpose, the more this network of divine support will grow, surrounding you with the power, protection, and wisdom you need to accomplish the work God has called you to do. This season is one of divine alignment, favor, and acceleration. You are stepping into your purpose with greater clarity, spiritual authority, and strength than ever before. Every trial you've faced, every act of compassion you've given, has led to this moment. Now is the time for you to walk boldly into your divine mission, where angels, humans, and the spiritual realm all align to fulfill God's will in your life. Trust in the process, for heaven has already paved the way. As you continue in this divine calling, you will experience spiritual growth and transformation in ways you can't yet fully understand. Your role as a spiritual healer and guide will continue to evolve. The more you serve in this capacity, the more you will realize that your spiritual connection is deepening. Your heart will expand to receive more of God's love, and your spirit will resonate with the divine frequency that aligns with the celestial realm. In Ephesians 4:15, Paul writes, "Instead, speaking the truth in love, we will grow to become in every respect the mature body of Him who is the head, that is, Christ." Spiritual maturity is part of this process, and as you mature in your role, you will find that your influence grows. You will walk in a greater authority, able to impact the lives of both humans and celestial beings, and you will see the fruit of your efforts manifest in ways that are clear and tangible. As you embrace this calling and continue to walk in your purpose, you are rising as a spiritual leader. Your journey from compassion to angelic restoration is preparing you to lead others both in the physical and spiritual realms. People will be drawn to your spiritual light, to the peace you carry, and to the wisdom that God has given you. You are becoming a guide, not only for those in need of healing but also for angels who find themselves in crisis. Your role as a spiritual specialist is just beginning, and the more you walk in it, the more you will see the impact of your actions. Your compassion has already transformed the spiritual realm, and you are now positioned to lead others into their own healing, showing them the way to divine restoration. Thank you so much for joining us on this divine journey today. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We want to keep spreading these life-changing insights to those who need it the most. Your support helps us reach more people, and together, we can create a wave of transformation that will ripple across the world. If you're ready to embrace the transformation that's unfolding in your life, let us know in the comments below. Remember, your breakthrough is coming, and we're here to walk with you every step of the way. Stay aligned, stay faith-filled, and see you in the next video.